Welcome to our second Project Next Morning show with Tim and Sarah. It's December 18th, birthday edition. My birthday's today. I'm
Happy birthday, Sarah.
45. Tim, you're going to be 45, what, January 3rd? Is that
2 weeks. Yep, 2 weeks.
Yeah.
There we are.
Yeah. I think it's how many days? It's like 15 or 16 days apart. So I have that many days wisdom of you, and I will never let you forget it. If you were ever fighting on an issue, I'm like, well, who's older? Who has more life experience?
Right. That's how it works.
So we have tons of funny stories to share with you in your morning. Sorry, it's a late morning, but and then we also have, Trump spoke last night. Tim's going to tell me about it because I did not watch that. We have health insurance news. The federal government's actually doing stuff and passing stuff, and people are working together a little bit. What?
A little bit. We'll see what happens.
To try to maybe help us. What?
Yeah.
So we have lots to cover. Tim, how are you doing?
I'm great. I had a good sleep last night, some exercise this morning, ready for the morning show. I feel like when we do the morning show, my mornings are so much more organized and ready for this moment and tackling the day. It's great to get out of bed and do it.
It is my new favorite show to do because I think of all my funny things that have happened. I'm going to share this funny story and this funny story. And then we got the amazing story last time. I want to do that first before I forget.
Okay.
Last morning show, you shared to me and Ethan, Sweetland May, an incredible story about you in New York seeing Hamilton for the first time. Can you retell the story quickly? Because I've got a pic. I've got a picture of you all. Thank you, Missy.
Yeah. So in New York City, going to see Hamilton, we got tickets on October 31st, Halloween. And they have a thing called Ham for Hamilton, meaning $10. You enter into a lottery to get a Hamilton ticket. And so
that's amazing.
Won. Yeah, it was pretty cool. And so we won. We went. We're there. We split up for a moment. And she went to go see some friends. I did as well. And got into costumes because that's what you were supposed to do on this.
So someone told you, Tim Peck, you need to dress up.
The internet told us, it was a thing in the past. People were in all these costumes and people were talking about the costumes that they wore, and it would be this big celebration and it'd be amazing. And so I got dressed up and in full head to toe George Washington gear and showed up. And not only was my wife not dressed up, but nor was 99% of the people that were there.
No, I know your personality. You are not the person to bravely put on a full George Washington costume and be the only one in the room with that costume on. I would think there was some hint of embarrassment. And you and Missy were not married. You were dating.
We were dating at the time. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, I'm going to put the picture up.
So let me just say I walked in. So I'm there. It's embarrassing, but I had to own it. So I, turned it on to own it. And,
that's the only way to go. Honestly, that is the only way to go in that situation.
What am I going to do? Right. And I didn't even have clothes to change into. So I'm stuck. And, I'm in the lobby like this. I'm going down into the, get a drink to go to the bathroom like this. I'm the only person in this and people looking at me. But when I walked into the theater, people started to applaud because they thought I was part of the cast. And
that's my favorite part.
I was coming out to shake hands.
Did you just I guess I'm in the cast now? Did you?
I started shaking people's hands. People's hands.
You can't be like, oh no, this is an accident because of the internet. You can't explain it to all these strangers. You just got to go with it.
Right.
So
thousands of people.
Here's the picture. I have to say, very authentic George Washington costume. If you are listening as a podcast, this might be the time to flip over to YouTube. Okay. Oh, I got to get rid of the banner. Always doing this. Okay. So I can see the embarrassment / embrace it in your face. And I have to say, the costume is so authentic. It looks fantastic. I get why they were clapping while you actually look like you were going to be in the show.
Yeah,
You
and I
just
had a
maybe
hat that's not in this picture and the whole thing, so yeah,
I was
it
wondering if
was
you
right.
did a wig or
Yeah,
you had a hat.
I didn't have the white,
That would be
wig.
itchy. I would not have wanted a wig for the whole, like, this is a, hours of sitting through the amazing Hamilton musical, but
But look at
anyway,
this, we had pretty good seats if you could see here,
it does
Yeah,
look like you had good seats.
yeah.
$10. You won the
Mhm,
lottery thing. That's great. Yeah,
mhm,
I love that
um
so much. Okay, so thank you, Missy, for finding the picture and sending it to me.
I
It was
had no
definitely
idea
worth
that
it.
you got this picture, so, yeah, thanks for I had no control over this, and just wanna let people know that I
One of
am
my goals for
full
2026
on.
is to hang out with Missy more, so I'm excited. Hold on, what?
I'm gonna, I think, use this for this Halloween. I do have it in the basement, folded away.
That's a great idea.
Mhm, mhm.
Okay,
Yeah,
guys,
and it
we
is
will get new
1776,
pictures.
right? It's
We
our
will get
250th anniversary, so, this year, so I think, yeah, it
what, the
works.
country?
Some of the signing of the Declaration of Independence.
Oh, wow.
Mhm.
Yes, it's a good time to wear it as a costume, especially, when you run for Congress.
Yes, that's right.
You're you're very patriotic, Tim Peck.
Maybe I just show up to rallies like this, to house parties,
It could be
you
your
know?
new thing, but put a stethoscope on it too so we can tie the doctor thing. Can we do or a thing of leeches in water?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we can make it happen. We can make it work.
Okay. Okay, guys. So today's my birthday, and I was texting you, Tim, because you said happy birthday. I was like, thanks. This is way better than last year. Last
Mhm.
year, December 13th, I had half my thyroid removed to prevent thyroid cancer. Thank you to all the people that helped me not have cancer. And I have twins, Adeline and Asher, and they were 6 last year. And Asher last year was terrified of throwing up. He was terrified of viruses and getting sick. It was a real fear thing. He still got it a little bit, but he's a lot better. I mean, the hours that adults have spent helping him conquer this fear of throwing up because he got the norovirus and it
Mhm.
was awful. And it was just a few months before this surgery that he had the norovirus. We all had it. It was terrible.
Mhm.
So so all I'm trying to do when I'm coming home from surgery, and I'm pretty out of it because they don't give you a lot of time to recover from the sleepy pain medicine they're giving you for surgery. I'm pretty out of it. I'm just thinking, don't throw up in front of Asher. Just
Yeah.
don't throw up in front of my 6-year-old. It will terrify him. I'm like, got it. I can do this assignment. I'm sleeping on the way home. I'm so tired. All I want to do is sleep. I'm with Chris is driving me home, my husband, and I am so nauseous. The sleep medicine makes me so nauseous. I like throw up in a little bag before I get into the house. I'm like walking to the garage and I'm like, I just want to sleep. And then I walk in and I open the door. Here it is. Here's the setting. I'm opening the door right there. My mom, mother-in-law, 3 kids, and 2 cats come rushing to see me because they're very worried about their mom that just had surgery. I walk
Mhm.
in the door and I go, "Oh." Asher comes running up. He's right in front of me. I throw up and pee all over myself.
Oh my god.
And then I cry
Oh my god.
because all I want to do is go to sleep. I'm so tired. And now I have to clean off me. And so I
Oh,
start crying. And Asher goes, "What's wrong with mommy?"
no.
And then he goes, "Am I
Oh,
gonna get sick?" Which because he's got the
yeah, of
germ thing.
course,
Oh no,
of
his
course.
mom. So they're like, "No, honey, it's not germs, it's surgery." And so then that's December 13th. Flash forward 5 days to December 18th. He hands me his birthday card. And I found it, Tim, since you were 5 minutes late. It worked out. Here's the card he wrote me for my birthday. I'm opening it. I'm like, okay, there's mommy with a heart. He loves me. That's the one page. But then I look at the page with all the little characters on it, and it looks like everybody's crying and there's balloons. And I'm like, Asher, what's happening here? And he goes, "That's you with the arrows. That's you throwing up. And that's us being worried about you." So that's my 44th birthday card, which I have saved. Don't worry. It is priceless. I laugh so hard. It makes me laugh. I've got to show this to Asher to remind him because, I mean,
Very cute.
yeah. Yeah. And then I went ahead and I found my birthday cards today. My sweet husband, I woke up to this. This was on our kitchen table. So Asher's just in
Mhm.
the middle. No throwing up there this time.
It's awesome. It's great.
So, yeah,
Rainbows and hearts. Yeah, very different.
that's my
They're very different.
no, Asher's is that's Adeline's. This one
Right.
is the middle one. Yeah, he put a birthday cake on the birthday list. He's really a good writer, and Adeline's super colorful and creative. Yeah, so sweet. So anyway, I'm just like basking in the happiness of this year I didn't have thyroid surgery because the cancer thing was scary. Tim, you
Yeah,
helped
it
me
was real
through that.
scary.
That was scary. You had surgery last year, but in the late winter, right? When was your
Yeah.
surgery?
I can't even remember. I think it was March. No, I
That's right. It
think it
was
was March.
March.
Mhm,
Yes.
mhm.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
it's been a long
that was
recovery.
so much worse than mine.
Mhm.
Aren't you glad you don't have to do that again?
Yeah, I am glad I don't have to do that again, but I still go to physical therapy, and they beat me up, and they beat me up, just now. Yeah, pro rehab in
You had
Jeffersonville,
it this
Indiana.
morning?
No, I
Did you
didn't have I had it
Oh,
this morning.
okay.
I had it this week, and I'm still, like, hurting from it.
Are
So,
you?
yeah. I mean, it's just elbows and thumbs and breaking things up, and yeah, like 45
Is it
minutes, an hour of
in your, like,
elbows.
stomach?
And the muscles in my stomach and, like, all the things that are attached, yeah. It's, breaking things up. It's hard.
I imagine every time you're not in pain, you're in a better mood. Because the more I know you, you've been in a lot of pain in your life.
Well, that's
Like,
true.
pain is
Yeah, I am not in as much pain at all. It's good.
but you
It's good.
still
I'm
have it,
grateful.
but it's better.
Very grateful for that. Yep.
But you
Yep.
still have you still have pain?
Yeah, some, but not nearly like it was, but that's life.
You
That is my
don't
life. I can't
complain
do
about
better.
it. You don't complain about it. I didn't know about it for quite a while when we were working together on the campaign on our campaigns. I did not know
Yeah.
that you were so you it's not like you walk around and be like, "Oh, this hurt." You just keep it inside until it gets like super bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm glad
It's,
you're getting the therapy and I hope it keeps helping.
yeah, thank you.
What a year.
What are you gonna do on
Um
your birthday here? What are you gonna do on your birthday?
So my friend Jama Goodman is going to take me to lunch, and she texted me this morning and told me to dress up. So I think we're going to go to the exchange, and then we're going to go to Target to get Christmas presents for teachers. And I'm so excited. Jama is such a gift. I've been friends with her for a little over a year now. We've gotten closer friends over this year, and she is such a good friend. So that is another something I'm grateful for.
Mhm.
What are you doing this weekend?
Well, we might have a little get together tomorrow night. First time, yeah. Put that together, and you're invited. Congratulations. And
I'm
then,
excited.
yes, and then is that tomorrow? It's already Thursday, right?
It's Thursday,
Um,
that's tomorrow. So you have
but
tons of time to plan this
yeah,
party.
yeah, yeah. And then it's Christmas on Sunday. Did you know that?
Oh,
Sunday
are
is
you oh,
Christmas
nice.
because I am
And
working on the 25th in the emergency department. Someone has to please thank the people in your life
I
that
was just gonna
are
say that.
emergency
Thank you for
workers.
working Christmas. Thank you to everybody working Christmas. That is a sacrifice to
Yeah,
keep our communities up and running.
that's right. And so there's I have a 3-year-old. He doesn't know the difference between the 25th and the 19th. So we, the way we've been doing is we have advent calendars and a little advent thing that has drawers on it, in which it has, little pieces of candy in it. And so we've just adjusted the date, right? Everything's
There
been
you
moved
go.
back 6 days. And so Christmas is on the 19th. There's only 3 more sleeps till Christmas right now, and doing what we can to make that as special as possible. So I actually have to go shopping tonight and get some stocking stuffers and things, because all of a
Aw.
sudden, you think you have a week until Christmas, and all of a sudden you realize, oh wait, Christmas is a week early this year. So
That I bet a
got to get
lot of
all that
people
done.
do that. We have Christmas on different days, whether we're gonna have my oldest. So
Hmm.
on Christmas. So I get what and you just it's all in your mind. Like you can
Yeah,
be sad about it or you can just be like, I'm so lucky I get to spend this
yeah,
time with my family. So that's
yeah.
how I
Same
try to
thing.
do it. I spent a few years sad about it and then I realized that was a waste of my
Yeah,
sadness. I didn't need to be
yeah.
sad about that.
And
Yeah,
then
yeah,
on
yeah.
Christmas Day, I'll get to be with friends who are in the, emergency department doing that with us. I'm sure it'll be slow. There's always
And
really sick people
I
who
bet
come in on
somebody's gonna
Christmas.
bring Christmas cookies. I bet it'll
Of
be a little
course.
festive, like
Yeah.
Santa
And
hats and
people show
stuff.
up. Yeah. And patients show up, and they bring some Christmas stuff with them sometimes when that happens when you're working. And the people who do come to the emergency department on on Christmas are sick. They need help, right? There's a reason that they're there. And then we move on. Yeah, I have lots of Christmas celebrations going on with lots of different family members over the next week. And Merry Christmas to everybody. Have a great week and be with your family. And one thing I would say is, we had in our family a little bit of a tragedy, if you will, about a month ago, and actually, and I didn't quite step back from the campaign, but instead what I did is really focused from 9 to 5 on the campaign so that I can be with my family. And it's not that we done necessarily super special stuff now that I've been home at night, as I was thinking about it last night, but I've gotten to read books to Cass every single night as we go to bed.
Oh, that is nice.
You know what I mean? Yeah, and watch Christmas movies last night and have dinner every night and just be a family and a normal family. And we've done some things. Missy and I have gone on a date, stayed in Louisville one night, and tried to take advantage of the time, but more it's just been doing things. Last night we went and got 4 more chickens.
Are you serious? This is big news. Are they the ridiculous ones? Because those are my favorite.
No, there's no more ridiculous ones, but they're beautiful.
Those are the super poofy.
Yeah.
Super poofy. Their hairs, their fur's crazy. Feathers are crazy. I can't say.
Silkies, they're called. Yeah. Yeah.
No, okay, so what time did you get?
Oh, I don't even remember. There are 4 different ones that came in. So it was very dark out when we got them. So we'll see them today.
Well, we're taking my twins are going to want to see this. So we're going to take the flashlight on the camera out and find the new chickens. So that is exciting.
I'll take some pictures. Missy's been tending to them this morning, and and making sure that they're all getting along because
it's hard that's so cute. Oh yeah, they can pick on each other.
They are already.
Yeah, I know of a peacock with chickens, and the chickens beat up the peacock. I'm like, what? So chicken life, interesting. Yeah.
I have a friend who is a city council person in a suburb of Miami. And I actually spoke to him a couple of days ago. He's someone I worked with, and he's a city council person there now. And they have a peacock problem, a wild peacock problem. And that's the biggest problem he has as a city council.
Like too many?
They're everywhere. They're wild. They're angry. They are aggressive. They peck people when you get out of your car and shopping, strips.
I did not know such a thing happened. I do know of people that have peacocks, so I bet some of them escape.
And it's proliferated throughout the community. Yeah, there's just peacocks everywhere. So
we have turkeys in our area because hunters bred them and then released them. And turkeys and turkeys are really good in our area because they eat ticks. Mm-hmm. So they help out. And they don't come up to you. They're pretty smart. Like wild turkeys are smart. And so they don't bother you.
They can be really aggressive for people to know. Turkeys can be
well, if you're like keeping them as pets, right?
Right. Or if you get close to them in the wild and really
okay, so don't get close to them in the wild. I'll just take a picture of them far away. I don't get close to them. That's actually
we saw a turkey last night. We saw a turkey when we got the chickens that had a gift. Oh man, I can't believe I'm about to say this, but one of my special skills, the thing that I do in a talent show, is a turkey impression.
What?
And so I did my turkey impression to the turkey, and it started doing it, just clawing back at me, and we went back and forth for a while. So,
is there any way you can give us the turkey impersonation? How are you feeling this morning?
I'll do the small one, but maybe we'll
do the small one,
a bigger one, because there's a whole story that goes along with it, with the farmer coming.
I did not know this. I'm finding out a lot of Tim Peck information today. This is fantastic. Okay.
All right, and I'm fearful of what my face might look like, but I'll do a small one.
So you can even turn the camera if you want.
Ready? All right, I'll do one.
Okay, ready. Oh my God, that's so good. That sounds just like a turkey.
I'll do the full one for you, and then maybe we could do a full on show about it.
You can teach classes. Okay, this is great.
We are going to start setting up CPR classes in my community. That's what we're working on that.
Okay. Just say, come to learn CPR, and also I'll do a turkey call for you, and maybe you'll get more people, save more lives through the turkey call. That's what we're doing with Project Next, stay for the funny stories and get a hint of, yeah, and this is going on too. Did you see what the president said last night? Ha ha ha. That's what we're doing. We got it.
All right. Speaking of some
Okay.
serious but funny things last night, the president last night did have a 20-minute kind of impromptu national address. And it was interesting. He was angry. He was talking into the camera and really just spent the time talking about Biden for about 5 minutes and how he ruined the country. And then going into why everything, the problems are the Democrats' problems. And then he made a lot of just really blatant lies. Did talk about some of his successes and his perceived successes that are real, but then a lot of lies with real numbers. One of the things that really struck me was saying that the price of gas is below 250 in the country right now. It's only 4 states that are below 250 right now. And that there's even a state, and you could tell that he was like, should I say this or not? Because it's like a real lie. There's even a state where the average is 199, which is just blatantly false. It doesn't exist. And he's just trying to get people to look at the economy as an economy that's going well right now. And
isn't he doing this because the national message is the economy isn't doing great, and Trump promised a lot of things on day one? That's kind of his thing. He's like, on day one, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. This is going to happen. This is going to happen. And now it's been almost a year, and those things haven't happened. So reporters are commenting on that it hasn't happened. It seems like maybe this
reporters, but it's voters and people, and and we're seeing in these elections that Democrats are winning by large margins.
We stopped Indiana redistricting. That was a pretty big national story. And then Trump acted like he didn't care about it, even though he was repeatedly sending out warning, bullying messages to our Indiana state Republicans. So
good on the Republicans here, the Hoosier Republicans who stood up to them. It wasn't everybody. I think in this election cycle, we really got to make sure that people know who stood up to them and who didn't, and let people decide which way they actually would want this. Because states like California, whether you agree with it or not, be in front of the people to vote on this. And in Indiana, they decided not to do that because the polling was showing that people didn't want this. So, So I mean, there's a really kind of blatant lies mixed in with successes, or talking about the price of eggs going down, which it has gone down markedly from
what is that? And then that's because the bird flu is better, right, Tim? We even did a show on bird flu.
That's a large part of it, because there's a huge culling of birds, and the culling still continues sometimes, and so, but it's not nearly the same, and that's been controlled in a lot of ways, and so and
we have to admit, like, the president doesn't control the whole country, but sometimes the president gets blamed for things that aren't his fault, and sometimes the president gets acknowledged for things that he didn't do, and that happens with every president. But in this situation, it's different, because normally presidents don't intentionally lie. Sometimes they might manipulate, use propaganda, make themselves out to be very powerful and amazing, but
exaggerate. Yep.
This seems to be exaggerated on a level we're not used to seeing, I would say.
Yeah. This was bad. This was really bad. This was just blatant lies in order to get people
Our side keeps acting like Trump is having mental problems, his age, that he's not making rational sense. You're seeing more of Trump than I am, and you are an actual medical doctor. Are you seeing that?
Well, it's hard to say. Let me just say, I do not like when doctors come onto the TV who have not been able to examine or talk to him and say anything about, as a medical professional. But what I saw in that speech was an angry man who believes that he's doing everything right, and it is other people's faults that anything is going wrong when they are the ones in power. And so, and this hasn't worked out. The other thing is, tariffs. And talking about tariffs, he did around, that they've made so much money. That's the American people's money, right? Inflation has occurred, unemployment is up for the first time in a while right now, and starting to go up. The tariffs came through,
Can
and
you explain that?
people
What,
hate it.
like, I don't understand it. When you say inflation goes up and it makes stuff that we buy cost more, why? Is it
Yeah,
because, here's what I think it is, and just let me know if I'm wrong or right. Is it because he's putting tariffs on other countries that we get products from, and so now those products are going to cost more money to buy them?
yeah.
Is that it?
So let's get it straight. It's not on other countries. That's what he keeps saying, and that's what people
Okay.
say. There's no tariffs on other countries. It's tariffs on goods from those countries. And so what that means is the people that pay those tariffs are the businesses who import the goods and import the materials that they need to make things here. And so it's not that the companies in those countries pay those tariffs, right? So what Trump has done well with tariffs is made countries, bend to American will and say, we want you to do X, Y, Z, and because we're going to put tariffs on the goods that come into our country, and countries are like, oh, I don't want you to do that because Americans instead will preferentially buy from a different country where there aren't tariffs, right? Because it makes it more expensive. But it's who's paying for it? It's American businesses. And what do American
Oh,
businesses again and again and again? It's American businesses. No countries,
because
other countries make them.
they need things from these countries to make their products.
And the tariff is an American tax on those goods that has to be paid by Americans who import the things.
Okay.
So
Okay.
it's
And
American
we
money.
don't make all of our things, but some of our things are American made mixed with other things that aren't American made. And those things are costing more. And so American businesses are having to up their prices because it was more expensive for them to get their goods, like
A
a
1,000%.
spice or something that you cannot make in America.
And
Or if
so,
you did, yeah, smaller
Trump
quantities.
is, and the country is making money and making money off of tariffs. But that money that they made is straight from American businesses. But
It's
American
because we're
businesses,
the business and the customer are paying more for it. That's why it's making the
straight from
country more.
American
It's
businesses,
hurting. Okay, that makes more sense. Thanks for
and
explaining it.
American businesses then pass that price on to American people, and that it makes prices go up, go up, go up, go up. And that's part of what's largely what's driving inflation right now. And inflation is a normal thing. The prices are going to go up, and there's a rate that you see of 1, 2, 3%, whatever it might be. The inflation rate is steadily increasing right now in the wake of these tariffs, and that's because prices are going up disproportionately to what they should be, because we're just getting more taxes. This is a tax.
So
Getting more tax.
it's very misleading acting like this is solving our problems.
That's right.
I see this with authoritarian like figures
Well,
sometimes. It's
let
like
me
there's
let
a
me stop you.
problem, so let's say this is the solution, but it's not really the solution, and they're making it very simple, but it's actually more complicated.
But listen, it does solve many problems to put tariffs on the goods from other countries, because you can use that to say to a country, stop doing something I don't like. Stop doing something
Oh.
Americans don't like, because I'm going to do this, and it's going to make Americans not buy your goods anymore. And so tariffs can be used and are being used as a lever, as leverage over countries. And so he's doing that, but that's at the expense of the American people. It's not at the expense of the country, right? He's asking you, the consumer, to pay the money to give leverage on these other countries.
And some of these countries are doing what he wants. Is it
Yeah,
working in some instances? He's getting them to do things that he's saying he wants them to do.
sure.
It's
Yeah.
sort of like a bullying way a little bit, and I think big businesses do this model too because they're so
Mhm,
big they can get away with it. It's like
mhm.
you do this
And then
thing or we don't work with you.
that's right. And then they pass the price on. He also said something about turkey prices being down this Thanksgiving, which is not true as well.
Oh yeah, I
It's
remember the whole it was cheaper to buy a basket for Thanksgiving than it was last year, but actually everything was less. There were less items in it. I heard that story.
so, I mean, it's just just a lot of lies about what's happening with the economy, and really hiding what is really who's paying for it. We're paying for it. And so anything that he says he's going to use that money for, he says, "Oh, we made so much money, and we're going to use it to pay our troops. We're going to use it to, help bail out farmers. We're going to use it to do these things." Sure, he's going to use it for that, but where did that money come from? It came from all of our pockets because he taxed us.
Yeah. Okay, so what is your summary of Trump giving this impromptu speech? It wasn't like a planned speech where you do it once a year or whatever. He just came on and did this speech, and he's kind of acting like the economy's great, and then he kind
Yeah.
of made some false, he said some lies. What is your overall, why do you think he did this? What was his point? What's he
I'm going
missing?
to say he mixed in lies with other successes to make a store a bigger story that everything's great. But like he's telling you everything's great while it's not.
It's pretty obvious for most of us that things are not great.
Right? So it's a it's a really hard
How long?
sell.
It's like the Wizard of Oz. Don't
Yeah,
look behind the curtain. Look at that big thing up there. Don't look at it. It was like, just everything's fine. Everything's fine.
that's right. And so it's what I saw was someone who's losing power, still has a great and is losing power in many ways, but was exercising the power and influence that he does have.
Yeah, because
And
he
he
can come on and use the media whenever he wants,
and
live,
so he
and
so
millions
he
and millions of Americans are watching him and around the world. Right? That's a
But
big
he has a lot
power.
of people who still what I'm talking about is yes, and what has is a lot of people in his base that trust him very much and will take and say, "Okay, if he's saying this is true, if he's saying he's gonna get this done, the man will get it done." And they really believe in him. So he was using that power to say, "Hey, everybody, this is what's happening. Stop listening to anybody else.
Yep.
Anything that's going on, including healthcare prices going to be raised greatly in terms of our insurance when the ACA benefits go away." He talked about that being the Democrats' problem, while he also talked about one of the things that may work and is aggressive in a good way is to negotiate and get prices down on prescription drugs. So he put these things together of a good thing and a bad thing, but he switched the bad thing to be a good thing, and the story sounded really good, but it was lies. So yeah, I saw an angry man who is losing power in a lot of ways, but has power in others, has influence in others, and said, I have that power and influence. I'm going to use it to try to change the narrative. And I'm not sure it
Th-
worked.
This is, we're coming on a close of 2025. And I have to say, the beginning of 2025 was pretty scary. It was pretty rough on me. Um, when Trump came into his second term, it was very overwhelming every day, the things that his team was doing. And it seemed like, was like, is America, are we doomed? Is this are we going to lose our checks and balances? And now that the year is almost up, I have a lot more faith in our institutions. I have a lot more faith in checks and balances. I'm very confident we are going to be okay. Yes, damage is done. Yes, bad things have happened and will continue. But America, the institution, democracy, I know it's going to hold. It is holding. I am seeing Indiana, super red. We think so red. Indiana stand up to Trump and the bullying. And that was a national story. We're going to talk about what happened. I think it was yesterday, with the national government, people banding together, Republicans and Democrats working together to pass things that Americans need. This is a very different story than what we had in last winter.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you and I have been hopeful about this, even though it's been very scary. It's been very hard. A lot of people coming together, especially with this Indiana gerrymandering.
And that wasn't
Putting
just
that
a
down.
few Republicans deciding to do the right thing. That
Yeah,
was organizing. That
right.
was tens of thousands of people in Indiana
That's right.
taking time out of their day every day to email, call, protest, go to the state house, go to find the representatives and say, we do not want you to change the maps for the congressional districts.
I think one of the big things was that I saw, which was different, was the willingness of people to talk about this in the public sphere with their friends and debate it and say, is this a good thing or not? rather than what we've been doing with politics for a long time, which is keeping it to ourselves and not speaking to our
You're right.
neighbors on a one-on-one way. For some
And
reason,
it
this is
lasted
something that we
so
were able to talk.
long. At the
Yeah,
beginning, only political people knew what was
that
going
hurt
on.
them so badly. Yeah,
But they
yeah,
kept it going until December, the second week of December, and we
right,
knew about it in the summer. So by that time, my friends that don't follow politics knew what was going on. Yeah,
sure.
that was huge. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're right. So
yeah,
yeah, that's
yeah,
another
and
reason why they voted no on it, I think.
right. Yeah, absolutely. And so, what the job of people like you and myself and anyone watching this is to keep those conversations going. What's the next conversation that we can have? What's the
I know
next
what
thing
I
we
want it to
want
be.
to talk
Tim, you know
about?
what I want the next conversation to be?
What's that?
How do we save Indiana?
Hmm.
Um, Indiana is not doing great. We're always at the bottom of lists we want to be at the top at, and we're at the top of lists we want to be at the bottom at. In like every category, you're looking at like water safety to like public school funding and stuff. It's bad out there. And we need these people that like spent time out of their day to fight the redistricting to run for something. That's
Yeah.
what, or to find people to run for something. Say you're not able, or you're working a full-time job and have kids or whatever. Find someone to run for something, because every county has like at least 40 things or so many things on the ballot that are really small, and we need good people who want to put community first. It doesn't matter whether you're Republican, Democrat, Independent, Libertarian. If your goal is to help the community, we need you to run for something. And it's not that hard. You just fill out a little bit of paperwork, get your name on that ballot. And
Hmm.
that's where I'm going to be spending my time in January. I'm going to really work hard in January trying to fill up the Harrison County ballot and help people around the state mobilize and organize. And it would help you, Tim. So
Of
you're
course.
running for Congress, and in my county, we're probably not going to flip blue, but maybe we win a few little races. Maybe we start. Right now it's
Yeah,
100% Republican. If we don't have anybody to vote for on the Democratic ballot, why are Democrats going to turn up and vote for you?
that's right.
But if a bunch of my neighbors get on the ballot and run for township advisory board or township trustee, if they do that and they tell their neighbors and let's say they get 20 more people to vote,
Right.
and then you start adding up 20 people across District 9, which is 18 counties, right? 18 counties.
Yep.
When you start adding that up, that helps you win. That
Yeah.
helps
Oh,
flip a
1,000%. And this
congressional
is a very
seat.
winnable race this year, and with the national sentiment going the way it is, and Aaron Houchin being a pretty unpopular um, incumbent, really hasn't done a ton, and has been just hasn't shown up. Right? Doesn't
I
do any.
believe you have had more bills passed. You have had more bills passed, not as a congressperson, than Aaron Houchin has. We said that at
Yeah.
a Bloomington event. Someone said that, and they looked it up, and I was like, because you got bills passed to help with telehealth.
Yeah, I mean, as a team, part of a team,
It's not just
and
you, but you were
yes,
part of
of
it,
course,
and you
right.
were a big part of it. So I know you're
But
trying to be like, it wasn't just me, but still, just pointing that out, everybody.
yeah.
It's kind of funny.
So, yeah, I mean, and all bipartisan work, right? And so, I think what this election holds is we need to take this organization that we had around gerrymandering and say, that was a great win. What's the next win? How do we
Yep.
lean in? What do we put our sights on next? And
Because these same Republicans that some of them that voted overwhelmingly to stop the redistricting, they also voted to pass making it hard to run for something. I got on the ballot in July last year, and now that wouldn't work. You have to get on the ballot by May. So they've made the time to run for something less in the hopes that we, the people, stay at home, don't get involved in local issues, don't care about our communities, and we just leave
yeah,
tons of empty spots on the ballot. So they made it even harder for us to
yeah.
run. So
And let me say,
everybody
what
be
are the
aware of
things?
that.
What are the things that motivating you that might say, okay, that's the message I want to get out if I run for something, whether it's a district of 1,000 people or 10,000 people or 20,000 people or 50. There are, what are those things? Chris is saying utility costs are one of them. For me, the thing that I'm really going to be focusing on is making sure people here in Southern Indiana really understand how bad it is in terms of access to healthcare. And access to healthcare is a buzzword. What I mean by that is we live in a desert of healthcare. We do not have access to birthing babies. We do not have access to EMS care. We do not have access to emergency care. We are dire need of
We're kind of
psychiatry.
blindly thinking if we call 911 an emergency that it's going to be a couple minutes. And a lot of us now, it's not true. And it could be getting much worse.
Oh,
Yeah.
and I mean, it's at the point where at the other end of the line in some places, such as New Washington, Indiana, people say there is no one coming and it's time
Right.
for you.
That's terrifying for you to hear that. Like they'll say no one is coming. Like you'll call and they'll say there is no one.
We don't have anyone right now.
Worse, that sounds like such a nightmare. We did a show, me and you, with Don Blank, a really brave, amazing do-gooder of the community in Harrison County, where we talked about Harrison County Hospital. He was
Mhm.
kicked off the board for political reasons, and he kind of helps dissect problems with rural hospitals when it gets political. And that is the message I'm going to be pumping out, Tim. Kind of what we talked about yesterday. We need people that put the community first above politics in this sleazy political game of bullying and manipulating people to vote a certain way. It's like, it's easy. Is it for the community or is it not for the community? What is best for us? Those are the people we need to run for office, regardless of whether they have a RDIL next to their name. Are they community people and are they brave? Like Don. Don's a
Yeah.
brave person who, when he was in the hospital board, he kept trying to make decisions that would be best for the community. He wanted to keep OBGYN services open. He thought that was worth it. And there are political people that got him kicked out because it had to be this Republican agenda. And
Yeah.
we need
We
Republicans
need
in office that aren't doing that anymore.
Yeah, and we need more, and absolutely, and we'll support them, right? And we need more, bipartisan work and people talking to one another and not boxing people out of decisions or not being transparent with others simply because they did something like voted on a primary on the other side. So, and we're seeing more and more of that. And so, yeah, we need that. And on uh, the details of this are still coming together, but in Harrison County and Corydon, we are going to have a second bipartisan celebration of the campaign to pick for
That's
Congress
right.
on February
What day
18th.
is that? February
February
18th. So
18th, we'll give you
it's
more
in 2 months
details.
from today because today's the
Hmm.
18th. Okay.
And last time it
Yeah,
was
and that's
great.
going to
We had
be at
100
it's going to
people.
be at Harrison County Arts, which is one of my favorite places. I love that building. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's filled with local art. And every time you go there's different local art and it's all so fun to
Yeah.
look at. I
Yeah.
went to a holiday party at Harrison County Arts, Tim, on
Mhm, mhm.
Saturday. And Chris and I don't get out much. That's one of my goals for next year is to go on dates more because I love my husband so much. But we had my 82-year-old mother-in-law, Liz Blessing, watch all three of our children.
Uh-huh.
And we dropped them off early. We dropped them off at like 2. And then the party was at 6 and we're eating upstairs and I'm talking to friends, Wade and his wife, you're friends with his wife, is it Mary? And
Mhm.
we're talking and we're like, look out the window. It's like we're in a Hallmark movie. It's snowing giant snowflakes. I'm taking a video. I'm like, look, Hallmark movie, so cute. Completely not even thinking maybe the snow is sticking to the road, Sarah, and
It's time to
maybe
go.
your mother-in-law lives in a dangerous hilly area in the knobs. Nope, I'm just Hallmark movie, enjoying my time. We don't get out much. So we leave at like 8:30 at night and we're driving to go pick up the twins. We stop at our house to get like better shoes and like a shovel. And like, okay, time to go pick up our 3 children. And we don't get past the Dollar General because we cannot see the road. Nobody has paved, nobody has cleared it. And we realize we're not going to make it. And
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm abandoning my 3 children with my mother-in-law. I'm going to have to call her and let her know they're spending the night. I did give them jammies, but I didn't send them like toothbrushes and like so I called and she was so nice. She was just like, "Don't come," because she was so scared we were gonna slide off her hilly road.
Yeah.
And so, Tim, that was crazy that I left them at my mother-in-law's house, but shout out to Liz. They thought it was an adventure. When we told them, we're like, "You're spending the night with grandma." We're like, "This is
Yeah, I'm sure they
fantastic."
loved it. I'm sure they
Oh,
loved
they
it.
loved it. And
Yeah.
they were pretty good. But my mother-in-law was like, she will take them one at a time to spend the night, one at a time with days apart so she can rest. But now I'm like, Liz, look how great you rocked 3 of them. um anyway,
Well,
I picked it.
let's talk about the last story, and then we'll sign off here, which is, in terms of health insurance, what's
Yes.
happening right now nationally. So if you are on the quote unquote the exchange or Obamacare or the Affordable Care Act insurance here in Indiana or anywhere, you have you are currently getting your plan paid down a bit by the federal government. So you don't have to you don't have to pay for a piece of it. The federal government pays for a piece of it. And
Okay.
that money goes to insurance companies who administer the plans. Okay. So that's how the insurance companies are getting paid. If you are at the federal poverty level or a bit more, you don't have to pay anything. The money that is there is they're paying all of it. If you are up to 4 times the federal poverty level in terms of the amount of money that you're making, you can qualify for this type of insurance. And at 4 times the amount, you're paying, a lot of the premium. You're paying a lot of the amount that goes to the insurance company, and the federal government is not paying as much. So it's a sliding scale between each of them.
Based on your income.
Based on your income. Well, what's going to happen is that amount that the federal government pays is going away. So if you are at the federal poverty level, you have to pay that amount, and that will amount to hundreds or thousands of dollars.
And I looked this up. They said it's about $1 trillion that they're taking out. So
a lot of money. So
yeah.
A lot of money. And so there are 2 sides to the story. Okay. And let's tell the truth about it. And so, Democrats have talked a lot about, hey, we need to pay this money for people to get the care that they need. And I agree with that. That has to happen now, but that can't be the only thing. We need reform of this, because where is that money going? It's going to insurance companies, right? To do their job, yes, to give us healthcare. But a lot of that money goes to insurance companies and doesn't actually go straight to the patient, physician.
There's a lot of
clinician.
red tape. Is that what they call it? Paperwork, bureaucracy, filling out forms and rules and requirements that's adding a lot of cost.
Yes, and sure, yes, and things like prior authorization get in the way, where it's just adding costs for the sake of adding costs.
We've all seen that when we've tried to pay a bill or find out what we're being charged for. It's very confusing. Our healthcare system's got a lot of problems.
Yeah, so there's a ton of things that need to be reformed, but you can't just let people not have insurance or have these premiums go up on them so much that they won't enroll in it again. But that's what's about to happen. And so the fight has been so much that Democrats have said, we want this to happen. This is what the government shutdown was about. We want people to get the subsidy so that they don't have, people at the federal poverty level don't have to pay. People at 4x the federal poverty level don't have to pay a ton, and somewhere in between. So we want that. We want that. We want that. I think that's great, but I think it falls short of what the American people need. And we need better leadership in the Democratic Party to say, hey, yes, we want that, but we want more. We want to hold the insurance companies responsible. We want money to go that we're paying as federal taxpayer dollars directly to not just the insurance companies that do their job of making it so that patients and doctors, patients in nursing homes, patients in whatever have a better experience, have a better outcome. We don't want it just go to the insurance companies so that they keep some of it for their executives, for their shareholders, for their ad campaigns, etc. For the red tape, right? We need reform. And so I want to see better leadership in that, and I'd like to bring that to Congress. So that's something, but right now we're in an emergency. We need to make sure that people keep these subsidies. Now, the Republicans and Mike Johnson, who's the person leading the Republican Party in Congress, are saying, no, we're not doing this. We're not giving this money anymore. It's too much taxpayer money. We don't want to do this. And so noting that 75% of people who are on Obamacare are in red states. Just noting that.
Wow.
Okay? So kicking their own people.
So that's showing the people that are representing these red states, these Republicans, it would be in their benefit to fight for their people in their state, to fight for them to keep health insurance. Right.
And so there are a group of Republicans who are like, we can't let this happen to our people. Right? We got to do the right thing here. And so what's on the floor right now is a 3-year extension of these benefits, and kind of runs out in 3 years and gives you time.
But it'll at least it'll stop people losing their health insurance for 3 years.
That's right.
So that sounds like a really good thing, even though you're saying there's a lot of problems and we need to fix some of these problems. Right. This will at least stop people from not having health care, which would hurt hospitals, all the types of stuff.
We could have done a whole lot to fix this over the last year, but people have just both sides have just fought to the point where
I really wish when we had Biden in office that we would have passed some things to fix healthcare, but because of the stupid division and the blaming, and nobody wants to admit, well, we could make this better. We passed this, but we could make it better. Nope, they can't admit fault ever. So stupid that we can't get things fixed. So
is it
going to pass? What I'm confused about is, it's like I saw Mike Johnson wasn't signing it. What's going to happen now?
So what happens is Mike Johnson can block a bill from going onto the floor until over 50% of the people in Congress and in the House of Representatives sign what's called a discharge petition. They all get together, 50% or more. And this is what happened with the Epstein files, right? We saw Marjorie Taylor Greene and Lauren Boebert and a number of other people come together as Republicans and sign on to the discharge petition, with all the Democrats saying, we want this thing to come to the floor. And so that's really a rebellion against one's own party to say, what you're doing is wrong. We need to do this. And so that discharge petition has been signed, and that should go to the floor at some point. Mike Johnson is shuffling his feet so it doesn't go to vote before they leave on holiday break, right?
It kind of sounds like he's one of those leaders that just does what he's told from Trump. It's just disappointing, and not like do what's right for the American people. Because
so that's the Democratic bill that they're trying to get on the floor. But Mike Johnson instead is forced to say, maybe we put a Republican bill that does some of this or on the floor instead, so that the Republicans get the credit for it. And it's a little
it's so petty. It's so petty. Happen. Just put Americans first.
The bottom line is that these credits will expire no matter what. Even if they go and vote on this stuff, it's not going to get up and running in time. And so on January 1st, these things are going to expire, and we'll see what happens after that.
And it's going to cost more money. If we can't pass it quickly, it's going to be bad. People lose their insurance, and then hopefully we pass something, and we got to get it together, and it's going to take time. Like, it just seems so wasteful of our tax dollars.
Chaos.
Yeah, it does seem like chaos. I would like adults in the room, Tim Peck, to run our government, and not petty people that can't admit wrong and can't work with somebody that they don't agree with 100% of the time. I mean, we're not in my first graders can compromise.
Listen, and people will act upfront and proactively and before there's a crisis. The media and the politicians benefit from these crises. It gets in the news more.
Right.
It gets the pointing fingers happens more. The media gets to talk about all this crazy stuff that's going to happen and the scary stuff. Well, if you do things proactively, if we did this a year ago and debated this and got into how we would fix it, it would be less sexy. It would be less in the news and crazy. People who follow politics would know all about it, but the general public might not, that don't really follow politics on a daily basis. It wouldn't get in their faces. And so how does that translate to votes, right? And how does that translate to money
And
being
it's so
made
annoying. The way
in the
we make
media?
money on social media with scaring the crap out of all of us really ends up hurting everybody.
Right. And even
Yeah.
your thing here says what's going on with our health insurance. Maybe it should say, are we all, doomed to lose everything, by the, something is Armageddon coming with health insurance? Like those are the things that actually get clicks. Even me saying that right now will be picked up by the algorithm
Yeah.
and probably
Yeah.
rewarded.
Yeah. When we're like, people like it. Okay,
Yeah.
my sweet husband is watching our show, which is really cute, and he just posted, "Can you talk about weakness of
Yes.
proposed
Talk about it fast.
HSA deposit?" I don't know what that is. I
I
don't know
need
what
to
that
I
means.
need to go at 10:45. So let me talk about this fast, which is Trump's proposal last night as well, was to say, and this is Senate Republicans who came up with this, John Thune, some others, where we're going to say we're going to give you a couple $1,000s. Here's a couple $1,000s if you want to. This is the new words that are coming out as of last night. We're going to give you a couple $1,000s, and if you want to use that to buy insurance, good on you. Or you can use it for your vacation or your college or
So
your
the Republicans are offering to just send us checks for money that if we want to use it for health insurance, we can.
right. And what that
Has that
does is
passed? Is that going to happen?
I doubt it. So we'll see, but I doubt it. So no, it won't happen because it won't go through the Senate. So what the problem with that is when people don't sign up for insurance, and what happens usually is that healthy people don't sign up for insurance with this, right? With
Oh
this kind
yeah,
of
because they're going to take the gamble because it's too expensive to get it themselves, and then it's going to make health insurance go up because the people that have it are
thing.
still on it.
And because we haven't fixed the other problems of the economy, like we talked about, we're taxing people, everyday people, by taxing businesses with tariffs right now. We haven't fixed all the other problems. They're in dire straits. They might have credit card bills that they have to pay. They might even have healthcare bills that they might have to pay, other things. That money's going to go straight to the debts that people have, right? And not necessarily to health insurance. And when those people get sick, those people are in dire straits and they will lose everything that they have.
Yeah, I have friends that they should be retired right now, but they work in a job to pay off their medical debt instead of enjoying their retirement. It's
And
going to
so
be
then
more
the
people
other
like that.
idea that Chris is talking about is like a little stricter, where it says, "Oh, that money will give you $2,000, but it has to go to health care things. So your Tylenol and even your diapers,
Oh, okay, so they could monitor how you're spending it.
exactly." And so those programs already exist in many ways for private insurances, where you put some money
Hmm.
aside for that in a
Your
tax-free way.
HSA account.
Exactly, went in a tax-free way. And so that would be a little bit better in some ways, but that only pays for your everyday costs. Again, if you get sick, if you're in the ICU, you lose your house. Done.
Yeah, I get why Republicans in red places are pushing to stop these problems because it is clearly the administration in power's fault. And if they don't fix it, their people that normally vote Republican are going to feel the
Yeah.
pain and see it and vote differently next time.
We're
So,
certainly more at fault. It's everyone's fault. They all could have gotten together and made this happen a
yes.
year ago. Don't don't
Yeah.
don't let
We
the
could have been
Democrats completely
fixing
off the hook
the
here.
Democrats have been in power a lot. They could have been fixing it. They could have been fixing it this whole, years ago, and they
Yeah, and
chose
it just
not
takes
to.
standing up to the insurance companies who are in the pockets of a lot of these people. And so, it's standing up to them, standing up to, abusive hospital systems. There are many, and other pieces. Dialysis companies are the worst. And yet
Oh, I
the
bet
very
dialysis
wealthiest.
companies make a lot of money because the
And,
people just have to
and
keep going. Oh, yeah, yeah.
And so, it's about standing up to these corporations that are abusing us and not putting money directly to the things that we need as patients, as providers, and instead putting it into their own pockets, into their executives, into their shareholders, into their ad campaigns, etc. They need to stop. And we need politicians who are brave enough to actually stand up to this. And so, yeah, it's the Republicans' fault today, but yesterday it was the Democrats' fault. The day before that, it was Republicans' fault. Stop saying whose fault it is and actually do some work and get this done.
You've got to go. I'm going to stay on for a minute. I hopefully I'll see you tomorrow if you get your party planned. That sounds
Yep.
fun. Got to see the new chickens. Thanks for doing this. Thanks for doing my birthday morning show. What a life it's been this past year, Tim.
Absolutely.
What a year.
Happy birthday.
Thank
Happy
you.
birthday. All right.
And yeah. Okay, I'll see you later. I got to stay on, everybody. I got a couple things to say, but you go, busy person.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Bye.
Okay, so a couple things for my birthday. If you could get on Facebook and go to Project Next and follow us if you don't, and then go to the 3 dots next to follow, message, 3 tiny little dots, and click it, and it's click invite friends, click select all, click invite. That helps us a lot. Several people have done that this week, and we've grown by like 300 people in the last like week or so. So I just like to thank everybody for that. We're at like 3.5K and growing Facebook followers. And then if you are not subscribed on YouTube, we only need, I think it's 206 more people to get the 1,000 subscribers that I've been trying to forever, because then YouTube pays you some for your content. We're pumping out lots of great content for YouTube. So it would be really helpful to keep this program going. Just FYI, using StreamYard costs money. Costs around $900 a year to use StreamYard. That's this program that pumps out the shows. And then we pump out little short clips. We pump out short clips on Opus Clips, and that costs money too. So I'm just trying to keep the program up and running. Also, some of these stories are like actually making a difference and helping stop bad things and helping shine a light on good things. So for my birthday, the best present I've gotten is seeing things get better from our shows. You know, we've had shows that my biggest show is the flower shop, the You Pick Flower Shop by my house. I convinced the amazing owner of it to do a show with me where he showed everybody how to pick the beautiful flowers, and it got over 20,000 views just on Facebook. And then I saw a ton of people go to his small business and keep it open. And I love driving past his flowers. I love seeing all the pollinators using the flowers. Like, what a great thing for our community. We did a show about the New Albany Dam where a 14-year-old drowned, and that dam was dangerous, and we knew about it, and it could have been prevented. And we highlighted that, and we highlighted how it should come down. That dam is coming down now. And I'm not saying I'm the only one. Our show's the only one. A lot of people did a lot of work. We were a little piece of that helped highlight that story, to put pressure on the people in power to do the right thing and to stop doing political stuff to try to cover up your past mistakes. Just fix it. And so the fact that that dam is coming down right now is a big high for me. I'm really excited about it. We've done a lot of shows about LifeWise, and guess what? A lot more people know about the dangers of LifeWise when they come in and act like they're so great to our public schools. They're not. So I just want to thank everybody for following Project Next, for sending out shows to people that might watch it. And and for my birthday, if you would just help people watch my stuff, that'd be great. I want to give a shout out to Saad, who was on. He's been messaging. He was on an episode last week. If you haven't seen it, please check it out. It's to get the word out about Saad. He was born in Iraq, and he has such deep love for America. He's been a citizen for 10 years now. He lives in Indiana. He's running for township trustee. Go see that episode if you want to feel better about our country. He even shared that his sister was kidnapped in Iraq, and the American soldiers helped get her back. I mean, the life this man has lived is very different from our life. So I really am just like reflecting a lot about this past year doing Project Next, and I'm really thankful for all the people that trusted us and came on our shows. Really thankful for all the good that we as a community are doing, because it's not just me. I'm just highlighting amazing people. And I'd like to thank Tim for being my co-founder with that. So thank you, everybody. I hope you have the best day. I hope you have a wonderful Christmas and holidays. I'm about ready to get more time with my cuties, my 3 children and my husband, and I'm so excited about that. And Jama, I'm going to get my outfit on. Let's go to lunch. Thank you, girl. Love you guys. I hope you have the best day. Bye, everybody.